Hi, everyone. I'm Tim Moore, and today I have the privilege here at Metlife Stadium to talk to two-time Super Bowl champion David Deal. David, thank you so much for coming out today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Now, David, I have to ask you some questions. Obviously, today you've been getting a lot of questions about football, but one thing that's really interesting me, I'm sure you're aware of former NFL punter Pat McAfee.
Yes, I know Pat.
So Pat was talking about his experiences off the field and the pranks that he used to pull on NFL rookies. Do you have any memorable pranks that perhaps you've pulled on any of the linemen or former players?
Well, some of them you can't speak of. That's part of it, is you're not supposed to let some of those out. But I will say that there were times where rookies at training camp had crickets in their room. So at nighttime, it wasn't the easiest to sleep, whether they're having a hard time finding equipment or things taped up. That's all part of it because I had the pranks pulled on me. And you have to have some of that levity in the locker room when things are so intense all the time.
And you mentioned pranks being pulled on you. Has there been any pranks that are memorable to you that were pulled on you?
Oh, yeah. It was my first start at my rookie season. I get done. I get out of the shower. They put invisible police dye in my towel, so I was blue from head to toe.
Now, going on with Blue, you've played with the Giants for almost all your career, and you've had a wonderful run. Is there any pregame superstitions that you've had over those years with the Giants?
I'm not semi-stitious. I'm super superstitious. I had the same routine. I got taped the same exact way. I had the same playlist coming out. The last song that I would listen to before I'd have my dad's initials written on my gloves, I listened to The Last of the Mohicans. So I was very superstitious and had my routine before game day.
Now, players like Ben Roethlisberger used to eat steaks. Any food, perhaps? Like Willie Colon mentioned, he used to eat Chinese chicken wings.
I was a huge peanut butter and jelly at halftime guy. That was my big thing. At least 2 sandwiches, because that's the only thing that you can eat that doesn't bubble in your stomach, doesn't make you feel bad, and gives you the energy.
Any interesting rituals any players you know have had?
I mean, not really. I was so caught up in my own rituals, I really didn't pay attention to everybody else's.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned, obviously, rituals. How about a game day preparation? Any rituals you've had for game day preparation? I don't mean like pregame, but like going over game plans and stuff.
One of the things that I always said when people ask me about my success is my success was based upon me walking away from a game without having a single regret. I knew I was in condition. I knew my playbook in and out cold. I took as many pass sets as I needed to. I knew the defense and everything that they were going to throw at us, because that's the only way that you can walk away from a game learning the lesson from losing. So that was my biggest advantage, and that was my biggest thing, was to walk away from each and every game without a regret.
Indeed, walking away without a regret is a huge thing. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have today. But, David, I want to thank you so much for taking your time and coming out for us.
Thank you.
But with that being said, I'm Tim Moore alongside two-time Super Bowl champion David Deal. We'll see you next time.